Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. We all have a story. We all have pain. We all have things in life that's going to be taken away from us without our control. But I just didn't give up. That no matter what, I was going to end up finishing the race that I started.
Everybody, alongside my co-host Brent Swansen, I'm Mandus. Welcome to Primetime. Day one of the Chicago Pro is finally in the books. Brent, there was some stories here today. Leading Craig Richardson wins the 212, announces here his retirement. Like last year, Tricky Jackson went out, retiring after this show. Craig Richardson won the show, stamped a ticket to the Olympia, and live here after told Bob this is it. After 28 years of competing, he's finally hanging it up. It's one heck of a career. 6 times at the Olympia, and he's done.
Yeah, I was surprised, and I think he even said that he doesn't plan on doing the Olympia even though he's qualified now. So that's really, you don't see that too much when somebody stamps their ticket and says they're done. So we got to respect him for his personal reasons, and he's had a great career. Like Absolutely. We said, he's very he's 28 a vet, years 28 years, and he's good. So he didn't have anything to prove, but when he said that, I kind of had to do a double take thinking, wow, this guy just made the Olympia and he's 10 weeks out and he's done.
Well, he's got kids, he's got grandkids.
Of course.
He works for the school district, so he's off for the summer, he said. And they've already got vacations planned. So regardless of what his placing was going to be, like he said, Mrs. Richardson's the boss. They already had vacations planned. You do what the boss says.
I agree.
Craig, hats off to you, to a fantastic career. Thank you for all that you've done. And if you're going to go out, that's the way to go out.
And what a great guy, too. I was also really liked Caleb Blanchard, what he brought.
Absolutely.
Brought conditioning. And we know with a lot of these 212 guys, with being shorter stature, a lot of them, get so big they lose their shape. I thought he had great shape, great conditioning. He came in a solid second place. And I really like the guy's look, and I think that he came in at his best here today.
Absolutely. The men's physique division. Hometown favorite here, Chirac Shabazz, and as they said at the pre-show, they thought it was the Chirac Shabazz show. I said, don't count out Michael Bevins. Sure enough, Chirac Shabazz ends up second here today. Michael Bevins is your winner. No surprise. It was a tough battle. The men's physique was a deep lineup. It was a tough lineup, and that's how it ended up washing out. No complaints.
Yeah, I think you have with Michael, he has no waist. Obviously, every pro men's physique guy has a small waist. We get it, right? But, this guy, when he torques his waist, you kind of have to look around the corner to see if there's even one there. That's how little it is. You know what I mean? So, Chirac might have been better head to toe and more muscular, but when you go up against somebody like him, you get exposed in certain areas, and I thought it could have gone either way, but I'm not going to complain about him being first because I thought it was rightfully awarded to him.
Yeah, women's physique division. You had a rookie in her pro debut come here and win the show.
Yeah, her glutes, I tell you what, even backstage looking was even more impressive than on stage. There's a lot of good glutes in women's physique, especially in the top 5 of the Olympia. I want to see what this girl looks like sitting next to these girls, because we all know you got to be tight in the backside now. You can't just be tight, but you got to be carved out. This girl's carved. She's a rookie. It's her first show. She's only going to get better. She's in her 20s. The sky's the limit, and I think she's going to ride this momentum into the Olympia. And we got a lot of new names in the women's physique division at the Olympia. There could be a big, I'm calling a big shakeup this year.
Is this really a division where you don't have people who last very long anymore? Because
I agree.
Caitlin ended up second. This was her pro debut, and they both won their pro cards together. Caitlin beat Sarah for the overall last year, and Sarah turned around and beat her here, first and second and first.
Talking to Sarah backstage, she's 15 pounds heavier stage-wise. So she put on the needed size. She has great shape. I thought Sarah won easy. I mean, I don't think, but when they called that top 5 out, she was the standout. I mean, your second place finisher looked very good too. I'm a big fan of hers, but they rightfully awarded it, and I think she's gonna do some damage come Olympia time.
There's just not really very many divisions anymore, though, where you see one rookie come in and place in the top 2. But now you had 2 rookies come and finish first and second. Women's physique is really...
You can't get comfortable being a WPD girl.
Not at all.
And the thing is, things changed. Last week at the San Jose, Annette Downing, who won convincingly, great body. We even thought she looked great today. You had a girl who won last week in a deep lineup. It wasn't, there's 20-some girls there. I think she placed like 13th or 14th today.
Unbelievable.
Even week to week, I mean, things are changing, but it's exciting.
Absolutely.
You better come and pay the price for admission, because you don't know what's going to happen.
You don't. In a figure, you had Julia Waring.
Mm-hmm.
She finished second in Pittsburgh not too long ago. Came here. She's someone who just got her pro card last year, won this show, stamped a ticket to the Olympia. How exciting she was. Not the biggest frame at all,
no.
but
Tight.
she flowed very well.
Tight, flowed well. Let's be honest, Mandus. I mean, even though this was the biggest division, don't hate me, I'm going on a limb, I think it might have been the weakest division. I don't see any... Maybe I'm wrong, don't criticize me, but I don't see any of the girls who placed top here really shaking up anything come Olympia.
No, there was nothing standing out. Deservedly winning.
Great physique.
Absolutely
Great physique. But I'm kind of looking for the next level. We got 10 weeks to the Olympia,
right. Mara Brown finished second.
Yeah.
They both looked really good. But, I don't see either of them cracking a top 10 or even a top 15 at the Olympia. But they're heading there.
Oh, of course.
So,
it's a great accomplishment, and their bodies look good. But, now that we're in the second half of the pro schedule, as a fan and as a competitor,
there's only 4 weeks left, Brent.
Yeah,
4 weeks.
I'm looking towards who's going to shake up, who's going to be a up-and-comer to shake up some things come Olympia time.
Well, now let's talk about shaking some things up and comer. Besides Craig Richardson, the second biggest story of the day, classic physique division, deepest lineup. We had 8 or 9 deep. All could have been first call-outs at just about every other show. You had Amit Roy, a New York guy, actually from India. Justin Miller coaches him. He moved here 5 years ago, said he wanted a better life for his family. Looked unbelievable. Peeled to the bone, hard, dry. I haven't seen somebody that conditioned since maybe 1 or 2 guys at the Olympia this past year.
He was more conditioned than any of the bodybuilders by tenfold.
He finished second. Wesley Visser, the guy from the Netherlands, the second coming of Arnold Schwarzenegger, perhaps.
Yeah.
He had to be every bit of 6'3", 6'4", maybe he's 6'5", 6'4".
I bet he's around 6'3".
Big round muscle bellies. The guy had unbelievable shape, small waist. He said that Arnold is the person he's trying to emulate. I gotta say, I saw a bit of Arnie in him. He was hitting Arnold's poses. He's got the structure and the frame to do it. He needs to fill out a little bit more, but if there's a guy who can shake something up in a top 5 or top 6 at the Olympia, it's him, because we haven't seen anything like him before.
No, he's 24 years old. I talked to his parents and his family backstage. 24 years old. He just turned pro not too long ago in England. This year, actually, I think. And they've just kind of been, riding the wave. And, his physique and his proportions, you can't really compare him to anybody right now.
Nobody.
He's in a league of his own, and yeah, talk about the only person who could stop Amit was him. And Amit, I thought, looked incredible, unbelievable. You know, but it is classic. Is the classic division, and the judges awarded that look over Amit's. But I think Amit, you know, come Olympia time, can do a lot of damage too. This was how deep this lineup was.
Now, this is what's going to be interesting, Brent, because again, we're talking about people who could really shake things up. Amit will do well at the Olympia.
Oh, of course. 100%.
However, this Wesley is somebody who I don't know if anybody in the top 5 really wants to stand next to this mass monster. It's going to be an apple and an orange and a peach. And that's what we're looking for come September in this division.
He's definitely an up-and-comer. I think, though, being so young, when you stand next to Breon, when you stand next to Arash, I think that muscle density and muscle maturity thing, I think he might get exposed a little bit. But let's be honest, he's 24 years old. If this kid just sticks with it for a few more years, I mean, the sky's the limit. There's no real stopping him. You know, he needs to come in a little bit tighter. And I think with age and the more mature his muscles get, it's just going to enhance his look even more.
He's a larger Chris Bumstead. If we're looking for somebody else who's somewhat comparable,
I would love to see them
similar to
side by
Bumstead,
side,
but quite a bit larger. It's going to be interesting come September.
Agreed.
Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. 2018 Chicago Pro. This is only day 1.
Day 1.
Be ready for day 2. My co-host Brent Swansen, Mandus Buckle. We'll try and do better next time, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Primetime, signing off.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. We all have a story. We all have pain. We all have things in life that's going to be taken away from us without our control. But I just didn't give up. That no matter what, I was going to end up finishing the race that I started